Good morning, everyone. I'm Hugo, 45 years old, living alone in Hanoi, Vietnam. How's everyone doing today? As for me, it's probably going to be a busy day. It's 6 a.m. now, and as usual, the first thing I do is feed my bean. It seemed like he was very hungry too. As soon as he heard the alarm clock, he was overjoyed. He looked like he wanted to pull me out of bed immediately. As soon as I poured out the food, it eagerly jumped in and ate with relish. He ate as if I hadn't fed him in ages, but seeing him eat so happily made me very happy. That proves that Bean is in very good health, and it's also very happy living with me. After feeding Bean, I brushed my teeth and washed my face to start a new day. I'm getting ready to go out to buy materials to build kitchen shelves. I need a place to cook for myself. I wonder what the weather will be like today. It's hard to predict at this time, and I prepared for all eventualities. Before thinking about anything else, I need to recharge myself, which is essential for a new day. I went into the bakery to buy breakfast. They sell a wide variety of pastries. I chose a slice of pastry and a bottle of corn milk. Even though it only costs $1, the food is still very high in calories. I went to a nearby park to eat, but the park was very deserted. It was 7 a.m., yet the sun was already blazing. I chose a stone bench under the shade of a tree to sit and have breakfast. At this time, the only sound in the park was the sweeping of the janitor's broom, clearing away the dry leaves that had just fallen from the trees onto the park's surface. Thanks to the constant cleaning by the sanitation workers, the park is always clean and beautiful. My breakfast was also very quick. I needed to save time to go buy the necessary things. As I stood up, I saw a few young people swinging on the swings in the distance. Children are so innocent. They play and have fun without a worry in the world. Leaving the park, I went to the electrical and plumbing supply store to buy some plastic pipes and fittings. I went to the carpentry workshop to buy some planks of wood to make a kitchen countertop. And now I'm going to buy a refrigerator. I went to the appliance store and asked to buy a used refrigerator. I bought a used refrigerator for $30. Its capacity is only 90 liters. I didn't need a very large one either. It started to rain, and even though I was prepared, I was still surprised. It had been sunny just a moment ago, and now it was raining. The rain got heavier and heavier. Even with an umbrella, my shoes still got wet. Because of the heavy rain, the shops along the street were deserted, and the vendors just sat watching the rain fall. Everyone had their own mood. No two were alike. Some looked sad because they hadn't sold anything, while others were laughing and chatting happily over a cup of hot tea, watching the rain. I went into the market to see if I could buy anything I needed. Oh my, the entrance to the market was now flooded like a river. The stalls inside the market were also very gloomy. The market on a rainy day was truly dreary. From clothing stalls to poultry stalls, there wasn't a single customer. Perhaps both sellers and buyers were just hoping the rain would stop soon. The dilapidated stalls selling fresh food were a cause for concern. Was the food still safe and hygienic? I went to the plant stall to buy a few small potted plants. I wanted some greenery in my rented room. It was a fairly large stall with many different kinds of plants. They also sold pots and gardening tools. I went around looking at the plants and finally bought the ones I wanted. I also bought some vegetable seeds to sow. Looking at all the potted plants, big and small in here, was so pleasing to the eye. Once I started looking at them, I didn't want to leave. I went around looking at the plants and finally bought the ones I wanted. I also bought some vegetable seeds to sow. After buying plants, I went to the aquarium to buy a few fish to keep. The landlady just gave me a small fish tank, but it doesn't have any fish yet. This is also my first time buying aquarium fish, and seeing the tank with all the different species and colors, I felt overwhelmed. I never expected that watching the fish swim could be so relaxing and pleasant. So I bought everything I need for my little room. Now I'll buy some food to cook lunch. I went into the convenience store and bought 2 packets of instant noodles and a bottle of water for $1.10. There are many types of instant noodles in Vietnam, but my favorite is omachi noodles. As for the drink, I chose Dr. Thai's herbal tea. According to the advertisement, it detoxifies the body. It's only drizzling lightly right now, so I went to the roadside vegetable stall to buy some more mushrooms. Although the rain had stopped, many stalls were still very carefully covered. They were probably afraid that it would rain heavily again and damage their goods. Only a few stalls were still open, so I went to my usual one to buy some. I bought a bag of seafood mushrooms for 80 cents to cook with instant noodles. When we got home, I immediately started working on it. First, I measured the dimensions to make sure it fit. After getting the precise measurements, I cut the plastic tube into sections of different lengths based on the measurements I had taken. My newly purchased pipe cutters were very sharp, and each section of pipe was cut easily. Finally, for the assembly, I didn't use glue. Instead, I connected them using the connectors of each accessory. This process took quite a long time. Sometimes I had to assemble and disassemble it several times before I finally finished. A cost-effective kitchen shelf is almost finished. It's lunchtime now, time for me to cook some instant noodles. Even with the incomplete shelving system, cooking has become much easier. This is the first meal I've cooked since moving here. Instant noodles for lunch today. A simple instant noodle dish, just a packet of noodles, a sausage, and a few seafood mushrooms, and that's it. Simple but meaningful meal. A home-cooked meal in a new room, a new place to live, a new beginning with so many new things. And it's just instant noodles. Oh, this bowl of noodles looks delicious. Come join me for some noodles, everyone. What do you all think? I found this dish delicious, probably because I was so hungry at the time that everything tasted good. I had to take the dishes into the bathroom to wash them because there was no sink or faucet in the room. It's a little inconvenient, but it's okay. I'm alone anyway. If we have peace of mind and a stable place to live, what are these minor inconveniences worth? It's time to feed Bean. He must be very hungry, but he's patiently waited until now. He was so excited to see me holding the food box. After finishing its meal, it lay down, fully enjoying its food. It seemed very happy living with me. After a short break, I resumed my work, installing another shelf to place potted plants by the window. I fitted this shelf with hinges so it can be folded up when needed. I installed all the wooden planks I bought onto the kitchen shelves, one tier at a time, and then arranged the items neatly on them. Since I live alone, I don't have many belongings. Just a few sets of plates and bowls, chopsticks, a few pots and pans, a kettle, a rice cooker, and a single induction stove. That's it. After I finished organizing my things, I put the aquarium I'd gotten for free on the shelf. Then put the old refrigerator that had just been bought into its designated position inside. Because I added a fish tank and a refrigerator, I had to install an extra power outlet outside. Bean was also very excited. It seemed to want to see how I did it. He was always clinging to me and watching intently, like a camera following my every move. From the existing wall socket, I split it into two additional outlets. One side is for the induction cooktop and refrigerator, and the other is for the fish tank. I routed the power cords of the electrical outlets underneath. This makes the countertop look neater. Looking underneath, there are still some wires dangling. I can fix that later. It seems my darling is unhappy about something again. It's very restless and won't sit still. I plugged in all the devices at once to test the power supply's safety. Luckily, everything was fine. It was time for me to open the package I ordered on Shopee, which was a chopstick holder that I bought for 90 cents. There are some things I can't buy at the market, so online shopping is my preferred option. It's not just me, most people these days tend to shop online. In Vietnam, there are many online shopping apps such as Lazada, TikTok, Shopee, etc. People can shop from home, log into the app, and receive their goods at home without having to go out. Along with that, delivery and express shipping services are also developing rapidly. Therefore, many people are earning income through delivery work. I'll try arranging the rib bowls on the shelf. It fits my bowls and chopsticks perfectly. It also has a lid, so I don't have to worry about dust getting on them. Although it doesn't fit on the lower shelf of the kitchen counter, that's okay. It looks even prettier on top of the refrigerator. I And now it's time to deal with the new potted plants I bought. I bought 5 different types of plants with pots for $15. I need to remove the nursery baskets to transfer them to pots. I also need to add more potting soil so the plants can grow well. This job requires concentration and patience. If I break the root ball, the plant will have difficulty growing properly. The little bean seems to be trying to sabotage everything. It's trying to bite and gnaw at my plants. Perhaps it thought I only cared about the tree and had forgotten about its existence? Even while sitting on me, it was still sulking, trying to snatch the cloth away so I wouldn't clean the potted plant. I tried placing the pot on the kitchen counter to see what would happen. Wow, it actually looks quite pretty. The empty room now looks much cozier. The fish I recently bought have now adjusted to the new water. It's time to feed them. Having these little fish as companions brings new joy and new color to life. Everything in the room was ready, so I went out to get 2 plastic trays to sow the vegetable seeds. Carrying the bags of soil and sand up the stairs was tiring. The trays were quite large, so they needed a lot of soil. I had to add sand to line the bottom. Firstly, it saved soil, and secondly, the sand would prevent waterlogging, which would be beneficial for the plants. After adding enough sand at the bottom, I spread topsoil on top. I bought 2 bags of soil for $3, but I didn't use it all. I don't know how the vegetables will grow, whether they'll grow as I expect, but right now I need to start planting and taking care of them. Hopefully I'll have vegetables to eat. Homegrown vegetables are much safer than store-bought ones. Here I'm sowing a different type of vegetable in each tray. I don't know which one will sprout first. The vegetable seeds were scattered evenly in the soil, and I watered them with a spray bottle. Watering this way ensures the water is evenly distributed and also prevents waterlogging. It's now 5:30 p.m. I'm going back to my room to boil water to bathe Bean. Bathing Bean doesn't use much water, so I won't turn on the water heater to avoid wasting it. Before bathing, I need to adjust the water temperature. I'll add some cold water from the tap to the basin, just enough to make it warm. Bean seems to really enjoy the bath. He's not making a fuss like before. After bathing, I have to dry its fur thoroughly. That way, it won't get sick. I just hope that we will always be healthy so we can continue on the path ahead together. I also wish everyone good health, happiness, and the fulfillment of their daily desires. Thank you everyone for taking the time to watch my video. I hope to receive everyone's attention, support, and companionship for the Hugo_Daily Life channel. Goodbye and see you again.